Good morning, y'all. It's real early, but I'm in my word, and I just really wanted to share this with y'all because I know I was probably gonna wake up and be on a hustle and bustle or whatever. But what I'm reading is when Elijah was taken to heaven, and I see that Elijah was telling Elisha, "Hey, God done called me to this place, and to this place it was all Bethel, Jericho, and Jordan." And each time Elisha said, "As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you." So they went first to Bethel, then to Jericho, then they ended up going on to Jordan. I can find it in my word. Oh, there you go. Then they went to Jordan. And every place that they went, the prophets of that city would say to him, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today?" "Yes, I know," he replied. "So be quiet." You know, have you ever been in that place where people think you don't know what's about to go on, but you are very well aware of what's going on, but it's something in you that just won't let you leave. It's something, I just really believe it was something in Elisha that said, "No, you have to stay. No, you have to stay. The reward will be in your faithfulness. The reward will be in your loyalty. The reward will be in you not leaving his side. Just stay with him." Even when the one that you're following don't even want you to follow him. Because Elijah constantly said, "Stay here. The Lord sent me somewhere else." And Elisha was like, "No, I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you." Because even Elijah didn't know what he wanted. He didn't even know, "Why are you with me? Why are you staying around me so long?" And Elisha just kept on walking, no matter how many prophets said, "Hey, your master gonna be taken from you today. The Lord coming to get him today." And Elisha still said, "Nah, as sure as he lives, and as sure as the Lord live, I ain't going nowhere." So he stayed there because he was about that life, and he was down, and he was a real, true, loyal type of cat. He was a great follower, and sometimes we forget that it takes us to follow. We have to follow somebody that is greater than us, people that have greater anointing, greater power, just so we can have this right here. It says, in the book. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get to it for y'all. It say, I gotta find it first. Okay, here we go. When they had crossed Jordan, when they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me, what can I do for you before I'm taken from you?" And Elisha says, "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." Now, forever, I always thought that Elisha just saw, when Elijah was taken up, and he went to grab at him and he got the double anointing. This was not by accident. He had to request the double portion. And that's what he did. Elisha requested. When Elijah asked him, "What can I do for you before I'm taken?" He said, "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." Elisha wanted it. He followed him and he was around him for so long. And when the opportunity presented itself, he asked for exactly what he really wanted. He wanted the double portion. And Elijah said, "You have asked a difficult thing," Elijah said. "Yet if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours. Otherwise, it will not." And I put on here, in other words, focus on me. What Elisha wanted was on Elijah. The anointing Elisha wanted was on Elijah. So when Elijah was raptured up, or when the Lord came and the chariot with fire and horsemen of Israel came, and Elijah was then taken. It says that, hold on, let me find it. It says, boom, yeah. As they were walking along along and talking together, suddenly the chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them. And Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Elisha saw this and cried out, my father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel. And Elisha saw him no more. Then he took hold of his garment and tore it into two. Elisha then picked up Elijah's cloak and had fallen from him, and went back and stood on the bank of Jordan. He took the cloak that had fallen from him, Elijah, and that had fallen from Elijah, and struck the water with it. Where now is the Lord, the God of Elijah? He asked. When he struck the water, it divided right. It divided to the right and to the left, and he crossed over. A lot of people don't feel like with Moses was the only one to part the water. No deal. It's happened again. Anywho, that was just something I wanted to throw in there. But it says the company of the prophets from Jericho who were watching said, the spirit of Elijah is resting on Elisha. And they went to meet him and bowed to the ground before him. Look, they said, we, your servants, have 50 able men. Let them go look for your master. Perhaps the Spirit of the Lord has picked him up and set him down on some mountain or in some valley. The crazy part is these are the same people that was telling him, don't you know the Lord coming for him today? Trying to, and a part of me feels like they was trying to kind of throw shade and was like, why is you still following him? Like, he's finna leave you today. You might as well get comfortable without him. And Elisha was so very determined that it was something more to this other than him leaving. It was something more for me in this other than the person that I follow, my master, the one I'm submitted to, leaving. And I cannot leave him until I see him gone. So you fix your mind, and I want to encourage you guys today, because this really encouraged me. You have to fix your eyes on what you want, and don't be afraid to ask for more than what whoever you're following has, because what Elisha asked for was double of what Elijah had. Now, truth be told, you can't follow people that are intimidated by you. You can't follow people that don't want you to be greater than them and have this request, because it'll be something sideways, and they won't say you've asked a difficult task of me. Yet if you see me and when I'm taken from you, it'll be yours. Otherwise it won't. That you have to follow somebody that loves you enough to be okay with you being greater than them. Elijah was okay with Elisha being greater than him. He said, you've asked a very difficult thing of me. You've asked something very difficult. But Elijah still said, yet if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours. Otherwise, it will not. You fix your focus on what you want, because if Elisha wasn't focused, if he wasn't focused, and they came in and the chariots came and got Elijah right, but while he was wandering or complaining or was just walking and talking idly, he had to be focused, because they didn't know the moment. They didn't know when it was going to happen. They just knew it was promised to happen that day. But Elisha, every time the prophets of each city said it, he replied, said, do you know your Lord is going to be taken from you? Your master, the Lord gonna take your master today? He replied, yeah, so be quiet. It wasn't he was trying to be rude or he was trying to be mean. I feel like Elisha knew he had to focus. So a lot of times we just need to focus in our life in order to get that double portion. In order to get the very thing that we want, we have to focus and keep our mind stayed on God. But I love y'all, and I hope this encourages somebody today. Get your double portion, man, and don't be afraid to ask for what you want from the Lord.